So for all you entrepreneurs out there, including real estate agents, does the huge social media monster just scare the bejesus out of you like it does me? Well, today we are going to tackle a very basic strategy so you can all get started on social media. I'm Caroline Reed with The Real Deal, the place where you can go to get the confidence and the clarity that you need to make the right real estate decisions for you. And today it's a little bit different. We had Jack the Basenji. Hello, Jack. Wrote a message to me wondering about how to manage social media, specifically for realtors. But really, the basics go to any entrepreneur out there who's trying to use social media to garner leads for themselves. So today, I have a beginning strategy that you can use to get yourself going and take some of the clouds out of the way and demystify it a little bit. Now, admittedly, social media is a huge, giant with so many facets that it's not funny, and I certainly cannot cover everything in one video. But I thought it might be helpful to just give you a basic strategy, someplace that you can get started and feel like you're at least tackling the giant and a way for you to manage that. So in this day and age, we know that it's important to have a presence on social media. 77% of realtors are on social media. And why not? It's brand reinforcement. It's instant engagement with your would-be customers. It's targeted to exactly the demographic of people that you choose to target to, and all that in a completely cost-effective bundle. So where do you start? Where do you start to break down this huge behemoth monster? Well, the first place that you start is to figure out who is your customer. And for real estate agents specifically, you want to break down both your buyers and your sellers. There's plenty of places that you can go to get information and gather demographics out there of each the segments, the buyers and the sellers. Figure out who they are and actually create 3 or 4 different personas of, representations of who those people are. Is it Jack and Judy, the grandparents who are downsizing into a townhouse? Or is it Elliot and Vanessa who have just had their first kid and so they're looking to buy their first house? Put yourself in their shoes and figure out what their needs and wants are. And more specifically, learn what their pain points are. What are the problems that they are having? And then craft a message to them as to how you can help them with their problems. Next, you need to define your goals. So let's just go with the SMART system. You may have heard of this before, but specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Okay, so let's go with those. So specific. What is it that you want to gain out of social media? Do you want to increase your commissions over the next year? Do you want to close 50 deals over the next year? Specifically, what are your goals? The M in SMART is measurable. Make sure that you measure things. How many appointments did you have? How many deals did you close? What was your commission for all of those? What did that add up to over the year? The A is attainable. You want to find goals that are difficult. They're hard for you, but they are attainable. For instance, if you are a brand new agent, making a goal of commissions of $1 million in the next year might be reaching a bit far. You can still do it if you want, and it probably has been done, but make sure that those goals are something that is attainable. The R is for relevant. Make sure the goals that you pick are something that speaks to you. We're all in different places in our lives, so we all have different goals. If you're at a place where money matters, every paycheck matters to you, well, then perhaps your goal is to increase your commissions over the year. However, if you're a seasoned agent and you've got so many deals that you don't have any time with your family, so your goal is maybe just a better life balance. So then a measurable goal might be to see if you can move to a place where each deal is worth more money, so you can do fewer deals, make the same amount of money, and spend some time with your kids. And the T is time bound. You have to put a time limit on it. Is it a month, or is it 6 months, or is it a year? Different goals are going to have different time boundaries. Okay, so back to our overall strategy. The next thing that we want to look at is making sure that you're going to the right places for your message. The first big one is, of course, Facebook. Facebook is a great overall platform, and you can do a lot of things with Facebook. You can book appointments on Facebook. You can gather testimonials and reviews on Facebook, and you can cultivate your customer list that way. Another good one is Instagram. Compared to Facebook, this one is a little bit more timely and a little bit more visual. So this is the place that you would go to post updates on listings, maybe post open houses. If you've got a renovation project in progress, you can post pictures of your renovation, or maybe even just some current events that you have going on at your office. Now, another great one, and one I'm kind of partial to, is YouTube. YouTube is obviously a very visual platform. Now, you can go one of two ways, or you could go both, but the two different directions that you can go are local. You can, let's just say, make videos that showcase different neighborhoods, or you can post videos of virtual tours of current properties that you have, or you can go global like this channel and post educational videos that hopefully will help people who are having some issues through their pain points and educate them a little bit. Generally not a direct source of leads, but spreading some goodwill out in the world. Now, some other platforms you can go to would be any other real estate sites like Zillow or Trulia, or any place that has like open discussion forums that you can go in and help people that may be posting questions about the real estate process or anything like that. And you can also go to non-real estate sites like Reddit. Go onto Reddit, find some real estate threads, and answer questions. Become an authority on real estate for a Reddit community. All right, so next let's talk about content. Content is king. First, remember, no one likes ads. So don't create ads. Tell stories. People love stories. And be mindful of the content that you place on the different platforms, because they are not the same. They are not the same audiences. Don't go on to Snapchat and post information about your new listing for a senior condo high rise. Now, there's two different kinds of content. There's written content and there's visual content. For written content, that's where you can really tell your stories. You can tell brand stories. You can tell customer stories. Just make sure that you're creating content that resonates with those personas that you have already created. If it is visual content, make sure that if it's photos, make sure they're good photos. Have them be professional photos. A listing is far more likely to be looked at if it has good photos than if it has mediocre or ugly photos. Or you can post photos of your staff or of, let's just say, some company events that you have going on. Maybe tie that back into your brand value statement. Or you can do like a slide carousel kind of thing. You can have a slideshow highlighting all the properties that you have as listings that are available, or a slideshow of one property and just show all of the rooms and the pictures that you have for that one property. Or you could even make short videos on different how-to subjects or market updates, what's going on most recently in the market. People love to know what's going on. Or maybe even some quick guides, like a quick buy or how-to guide or a quick seller guide. Or if it's straight up video, make sure that it's engaging. And you can either have stuff that's very polished, very professional, like drone footage of certain features of a listing that you have. Or it could be just you telling stories, telling about the worst closing that you've ever had, or how you helped a client out of a particularly bad closing situation, or give them information about what's going on in your market. Okay, next, let's talk about targeting your audience. Remember, a little bit of paid advertising can really overcome somebody's lack of organic reach. So use those targeting options that are going to be available to you as an advertiser to hone in on those personas that you've already created, those target customers that you're looking for, their location, their age, their income, their interests, whatever that may be, target that group. And then plan your budget accordingly so that you hit the peak times that your target audience will be watching. Next, set your KPIs. What is a KPI? Key Performance Indicator. And that can be a bunch of different things. But make sure that you're tracking what's happening with those ads so you know if they're working or not. And that could be things like an increase in web traffic to your website. It could be an increase in followers to your Instagram account. It could be an increase in people filling out your contact form. Or maybe even just people getting a hold of you to inquire about a property that you have listed. My favorite KPI, people hitting that like button. Okay, so now you have an outline. You have a plan of attack. What is next? How do you herd the number of cats that make up the world of social media? Well, there are about a bajillion different social media management apps online right now. If you do a search, you'll come out with plenty of things to choose from. But there are certain things that you want to look for to see if they have. Now, not everyone has everything, and that's part of the problem. That's what makes it so hard to decide. But certain things are going to be more important to you than other things. So you will need to kind of decide which key things are most important to you. But look for things like calendars that help you schedule posts ahead of time. So you can just schedule them all out and they'll go out automatically. Apps that let you manage multiple accounts on multiple platforms. Apps that monitor different keywords that are kind of listening, if you will. Ones that help you analyze your results so you know if what you're doing is working. But no matter what app you choose, just know that it is going to help you put a consistent brand and consistent content across all of the platforms. And that is a good thing. And they generally do it pretty cost effectively. Or if you do have a lot of extra money just kind of laying around, you certainly can go out and hire a social media manager person. That person would take care of everything for you and keep it all organized and make sure that things go out on time with the right kind of content. But that is a much pricier option. So where do you even start on finding an app? Well, like I said, there's a million of them out there, and it's going to totally depend on what features are most important to you. But certainly, ones that I saw that kept rising to the top of the list were ones like Hootsuite, Zoho, Buffer, eClincher was another popular one, and Sprout Social. I just love that name. But like I said, there's lots of them out there. You're just going to have to go test drive them. Most of them have some kind of free introductory trial where you can go kind of kick the tires before you buy the car. Go forth and slay that beast called social media. If you like this kind of content, feel free to hit the subscribe button. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.